together and welcome to the stage the master of the vessel, Captain Angel.
Thank you. Thank you, Elvis.
My pleasure, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Morning. Wow. We have a good group today.
They're nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, better than Blasco's.
Really?
I'm telling you.
Okay. If you say so. All right. So for those of you who haven't had the pleasure to meet, my name is Angel or Angel. I'm originally from Venezuela. I live in England. I've been at sea for the last 30 years, and I've been with Royal Caribbean for 22 years now. I've had the pleasure of being the captain on this beautiful ship for the last 3. So, I know he said no personal questions, but you can go ahead and ask some personal questions. If I cannot answer them, he will answer them for me, so no problem. He knows everything about me, so.
yeah, has his Instagram.
So should we start?
Yes, let's go, let's do it. All right, so who's gonna be the first one? Who's gonna be the first one? Okay, here we go, right here, third row.
Hi, Captain Angel. Hi, Elvis. How are you guys? Just quickly, my name's Mike from Canada. I was pretty amazed with how the crew has been this week, and particularly our ability to get into Coco Cay and Nassau. From a passenger standpoint, it seemed like it would be a significant challenge to battle the weather. I dare say that we've been probably luckier than other ships that haven't been able to get in. Could you just walk me through what the process is to making a decision as to whether we do make our port or not? More specifically, too, I'm wondering how much is that Royal Caribbean's decision, how much is that in conjunction with Royal Caribbean and the meteorologist, and how much is it just captain's intuition and making a decision, yes, we're safe, no, we're not safe, we're gonna try.
All right, well, thank you. Yeah, good question. I hope you all enjoyed Coco Cay and Nassau, because I had to sweat for that, so you better enjoy it. Yeah, obviously, talking about the meteorologists, yes, Royal Caribbean is the only cruise ship company that has its own meteorologist. We have 2 meteorologists in our office in Miami. And yeah, of course, we talk to them. We talk to marine operations as well. We watch the weather well in advance. And this time it was just in the limit. So it was just a matter of getting there and seeing, because obviously the forecasts are not 100% accurate. So sometimes they are below, sometimes they are above. In this case, it was just spot on where it was. So yeah, the idea was, as you saw, Liberty of the Seas, as they were there already like an hour before, but they were waiting for us. Obviously, us being the bigger ship and the more powerful one, they wanted us to go in first. And I told the other captain, look, I'll go first, and if I make it, then that means I will block, meaning if I go in, not if I
We make a bet,
right?
I will.
Yeah. But if I go alongside, then I'll block the wind for you. But yeah, what we do normally is we go there, we turn, and then we stay in position ahead of the pier in order to see if we can hold against the wind and the current, because obviously there is a strong current there as well, which is something you cannot see, but even on calm days, Coco Cay can be, pretty tricky port because of the current. So in this case, we had more than 30 knots. Sometimes it was blowing to 40 knots, which was above the limit. But it just gave us a window of opportunity, and it was just gusting sometimes to 40, but it was just below the limit. So I decided again to turn the ship. Once I could see that I could hold the ship against the wind and the current, then I decided to start backing in and going alongside. But yeah, it was challenging. So yeah, glad we enjoyed it.
Perfect. One more question right here. Max.
Thank you.
Right here. Second row. Second row.
Good morning, Captain Angel. My name is Kelly. I'm from Pennsylvania. And I have two quick questions. Number one, being over your 22 years, which ships have you commanded? And number two, during COVID, what ship were you on, if you were on one, when they were anchored? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, in 22 years, I've been on quite a few ships. The latest ones, or where I've been as captain, have been Symphony, Enchantment, Mariner, Navigator, and then before that, I was staff captain on several others: Legend, Adventure, Serenade. I've been on Grandeur. I was on Grandeur for 4 years as well, doing Baltimore, Panama Canal, several Norwegian fjords, several different itineraries. And on Legend, I was 4 years in Asia as well. The second question was, sorry?
About
COVID, yes. Yes, when the moment that the whole industry shut down, I was on the Navigator of the Seas. I was on board. I worked 10 weeks on board, and I go home for 10 weeks. In that, for that contract, I ended up staying nearly 8 months on board, because obviously all the flights were shut down for seafarers. So we had to wait until something opened. I ended up leaving from, my ship was cruising out of Miami, but then I ended up leaving from St. Martin, which was one of the first countries that say, okay, seafarers are welcome to come and get on planes and in order to go home. And then after that, I stayed on Navigator. I did the whole pandemic. I went home, went back to Navigator. So during the pandemic, we were changing crew, but it was just 80 crew members on board. That was it. Nobody else. It was hard sending some people, to do things on the back of the ship because they were a bit scared to go there on their own. It was like a coast ship. It was walking around. You could walk around for half an hour and not see anybody. So it was a bit eerie. And I guess, which one were you on when the
I was in
pandemic
the
hit?
Freedom. We were just coming from Cadiz after the refurbish, and then we started our first cruise, and suddenly we were to arrive next morning to San Juan, Puerto Rico, back to San Juan, and the night before the board decided to say, no, you're not allowed to come in. So we have to extend that cruise with all the passengers. We went to Fort Lauderdale. We organized everything for everybody. Imagine, out of Puerto Rico, a lot of Puerto Ricans in there. So the company has to organize the flights and the hotels, the luggage and so on. So it was really, really tough 2 days. But we continued there, and then I stayed there, and that was in March 2020, and stayed there until June, mid-June. And I flew from Barbados to my country. It was we rented an airplane, so it was Colombia. We would stop in Colombia and then Chile. That's it. So to Chile was like a 50 of us in a massive plane. So it was plenty space to sleep. That was great. And that's it. That's it. Yeah, freedom. And then I stayed at home for 1 year and 3 months until I came back and I went to the Explorer. And I spent 2 years on the Explorer, put it back in service and prepare. Yeah, and it was a little bit scary to see after 1 year and a half, let's put it this way, to see the ship full of plastic, cover, everything, dust everywhere. So yeah, a massive work for the crew as well to restart again and prepare the ship for the first guest. So it was interesting. Thank you for the question. All right, so now one more question right here in the front. If anybody has a question, just raise your hands and one of the staff members will come to you.
Hi, I'm Scott from New Jersey. So I know that the Royal Caribbean has like a 9-month cruise. Is that something that you would be possibly a captain for? And do you do it for the whole 9 months?
Yeah. Yeah, they just finished the war cruise. That was 9 months on the Serenade of the Seas. They finished, I think, about a month ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And no, they had their two captains reliving as usual. You know, as I said, captains and all the deck and engine officers. We do 10 weeks on board. We go home for 10 weeks. So there are two captains assigned to each ship. So the captains were just reliving as usual. They didn't have to stay the whole length. Would you stay all
I don't
9
think I
months?
can deal with you for 9 months. No, but we still do, like example, we have two cruise directors in there. They do 4 months each, so in a rotation. So that's great. Yeah, I don't know. It will be very interesting to see it. Or I don't know.
Yeah, they went to
How many
some
Zumbas I have to
amazing
do in so
ports.
many cities. Gosh, I will be like this by the end of that cruise. Okay. Okay, who's next?
We have a question here on the starboard side front row.
Hi, my name is Justin from Canada. You guys are always doing amazing new things. Some of us were surprised about the special effects on the promenade the other night. Just wondering if you could tell us what happened. I mean, pools on deck 5 are great.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we were going for the Ibiza party vibe, you know. Yeah, I don't think we'll do that again.
No. We will try to do something special for that night, but I mean, it didn't work very well.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously the smoke activated the alarms. It worked the way it should work. So yeah, we are in a week. We are going to do our annual U.S. Coast Guard inspection. So now we know it works. So it saved us some testing, you know. So yeah, Elvis, do you like the special effects?
Yeah, because you make me run everywhere. I have to relocate the party down to Studio B, and I think it works very well. I think one of the most important thing on this is that the team were able to react like on the spot, and it was solved. I mean, I went there the next day to do Zumba, and it was nothing happening there. So it was kudos to your team and as well to housekeeping team because they did amazing. So I think they
agree.
deserve a big round of
They-
applause.
Yeah, they did amazing. They were the whole night working until 6
Yeah.
6
I
in the
was
morning.
I was around till like 4 o'clock in the morning, and they just finishing all the removing the water. Yeah. Okay. So
First
next.
from Portec.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Randy from Maryland. I was just curious, is there any real such thing as pirates still out here that try to capture these boats? And have you ever experienced any of that?
All right, good questions. Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean. No, there are not really any pirates in this area of the world. There are still in the the Somalia, Yemen area, and yes, I did witness taking. As I said before, I was on a ship, Legend of the Seas, out of Asia. I had to take her from Europe to Asia, and from Asia back to Europe, and then back from Europe to Asia. So I had to pass the pirate area 3-4 times. And yeah, I mean, the modern pirates are basically thieves, right? They are just 3 guys on a speedboat with a very long ladder and guns. And normally they go after cargo ships. The reason being because cargo ships are very low in the water, so they can use the ladder to hook up on the deck, and that's how they climb on board. Second, cargo ships are slower. The smaller cargo ships are slower, and also they only have a few people on board. So the cargo ship might have anywhere between 8 to 15 crew members, and that's it. so they are easier to subdue. They have never bothered with cruise ships because, again, we are too fast, too high, and way too many people on board for just 3 guys to control everyone. But yeah, in one of those crossings, we could hear that they were attacking one cargo vessel that was coming behind us. We could hear everything on the radio. Luckily, the Navy arrived and repelled them. But now what all the cargo ships do is they cross in a convoy. So they have the Navy at the front, they're all in the middle, and the Navy in the back. So that's how they go. But for us, we just pass at full speed at everything but the ship at, you know, if you go on the convoy, you have to go as fast as the slowest ship in the convoy. So for us, we just went full speed and didn't have any problems at all.
All right. Question
Next
in the back?
question, yeah, next section up top.
Hello, Captain. My name is Martine from Belgium, and I have a lot of respect for you. I have a problem parking my car, even on a vessel of this kind. But I have 2 questions, please. What is nautical miles? Knots, I don't know that language. And also, did you ever rescue somebody who went overboard accidentally?
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, parking, that's the most critical part of the job. So I don't have to be in the bridge at all times, obviously, I'm here. So we have officers up there, but I am required and I have to be up there for arrival and departures because those are the critical times. Obviously, at any time, if the bridge officers need me, of course they will call me and I'll be up there. For nautical mile, well, nautical mile is just a bit longer than the regular mile. If you compare it to meters or kilometers, 1 nautical mile is 1.8 kilometers, 1 land mile is 1.6. The other one was, the other question?
The knots.
Knots, the knots, yeah, knots is just 1 nautical mile per hour. So instead of saying 20 nautical miles per hour, you just say 20 knots. That's what it means.
If you rescue anybody who
rescuing,
accidentally.
No, well, yeah, it's nearly impossible to accidentally fall off a cruise ship. As you can see, the railings are quite high. So yeah, luckily I've never been on a ship where someone has fallen to the water, but we have rescued like migrants and we had to rescue people off the water, but not from us. One of those cruises out of Taiwan in Asia, we were in a bit of a storm in there. We were just heading south, getting out of it, but then we received a distress signal at midnight, and it was from a container or a cement ship, small cement ship, with just 8 crew members. So we had to alter course and start going towards them. We could see them right in front of us. We were talking to them on the radio when the lights just disappeared. So they basically just sank in front of us. And we started seeing all the little lights from the life jackets and all that in the water, because obviously it was pitch dark. And yeah, we had to take all those 8 crew members out of the water. It took us from midnight until 1 o'clock in the afternoon the next day, because it was, you know, quite stormy, so we couldn't put our lifeboats down or anything, but we had to open shell gates and throw nets in the water and try to catch them. So was a bit challenging, but yeah, that's luckily the only time, and yeah, hopefully the last time.
Perfect. One more question, Port side.
Good morning, Captain. How are you? My name is Bruce, and I'm from Pennsylvania. I would like to know if you know or if anyone knows any information on your air filtering systems.
On the what, sorry?
Your air filtering system, how it functions. I was looking online, and I couldn't find anything about it. So do you know where I could?
Air filtering system. Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of filters that I can tell you, and they are constantly getting changed. That's as much as I know. I mean, even in all the cabins, I mean,
Yeah, and
crew
then
cabins, guest cabins, we have the main filters down by the AC units and all that, but we also have local filters in each and every space and room, cabin, and they get changed all the time. So yeah, we have big stores with a lot of filters that but they are again constantly changing them. So.
Okay, I guess we have one more all the way in the back.
Good morning, Captain Angel.
Morning.
Elise Eastup from Pennsylvania, and my mother here,
Closer
Shirley.
closer to your mouth.
Elise from Pennsylvania, and my mother, which is 92. It's Shirley
Wow.
from Pennsylvania, longtime cruisers of Royal Caribbean. She absolutely are loyal to Royal. My question is kind of like a follow-up to the sprinkler system. So we want to know, during your 30-year career, has the sprinkler system ever been activated during a cruise, or are we the first?
Well, and this is my first time on a Oasis class. As I say, I've been 3 years on this one. This is my first Oasis class ship. Have I had sprinklers activated before? Yeah, it does happen.
During a cruise?
During a cruise. Sometimes it happens in corridors. Sometimes it happens in a cabin. Sometimes it happens in a store. It's the first time I see it happening in the Royal Promenade. It has happened on other ships, but for me it's the first time that it has happened in the Royal Promenade.
We picked up our picture, or we ordered pictures, so we were on 6. And we were heading over to the schooner bar, and we spotted the smoke and was wondering what was going on. I'm like, well, it's a Halloween, you know. So next thing you know, the sprinkler system started going off. I think